It's another exciting evening on your favorite TV and radio station, 97.3 Citi FM and Citi TV. Of course, it's your world. My name is Jessica, your regular hostess for Sister Sister, your favorite all-women relationship talk show on Ghanaian radio and TV. Thanks for joining us. So, I've got a couple of things I'd like to share with you, how you can interact with us on the show. Plus, of course, I introduce my very beautiful sisters in a jiffy. Right after this. And you're welcome back, Sister Sister on Citi TV. It is, and of course, Citi FM. So, there are various ways that you can interact with us. Send a WhatsApp message to 054-998-6996 or an email to jessica@citifmonline.com. Now, do take notes. We get quite a number of messages, so even if we're not able to read your message today, you're guaranteed to have it aired on a subsequent episode, so no worries at all. Plus, you can join our growing Facebook community. That would be Sister Sister Live on Facebook. Thanks in advance. Let's say hello to my sisters on the show tonight. I've got Tina, Olivia, and Rosina. Ladies, good to see you.
Good to see you.
What's going on? Sorry?
You look lovely.
Thank you.
Yeah.
As always.
And, well, I'm particularly grateful for the whole year of 2019. Looking forward to a beautiful new year. So, yeah.
Good. Christmas too is just around the corner.
I know.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
December to remember in a couple of days.
I know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't wait, eh? Have you got your white tops and jeans?
Last year was heavy.
I know.
This
But
year you are heavy.
Jokes on you.
Really?
Yes, really.
Oh, so this year I can wear what I want to wear.
Yes.
I'm so excited. And this
Really?
year it's actually bigger.
Yeah, fantasy
and
dome.
better.
Yeah.
The table's available, so I will be sitting on a table.
Don't worry.
Of course, you'll be rocking it.
I know.
Literally.
Rock it.
Livy, how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to being the Christmas turkey. I just have to say that.
So
Yeah.
you're looking forward to eating the Christmas turkey?
Yeah.
No,
So
okay,
being
yeah,
a
let's-
turkey.
Oh,
to
yeah.
be-
Being my husband's Christmas turkey.
Hey, yes.
You know how the turkey is usually presented?
Yes.
Yeah, it's all in good.
Would have asked for a
Shape.
demo, but
Stuffed.
We can't do that here.
Yes.
Okay.
Stuffed.
Oiled.
legs raised.
You guys are destroying
Right.
her. I didn't say
Please.
it, but yeah.
Okay.
But anyways, I'm just happy, grateful, like
Yeah.
she said, for life and just family and everything, really.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah. And for
and
you
turkey.
ladies.
Christmas
Yeah.
turkey.
Oh, we're grateful for you too. darling.
Sometimes. I'm kidding. Charlie, Rosina, no turkey in your house?
I beg. Thank you. Thank you. There's some kinky in there.
Yeah.
We are finished.
That's all.
Yeah.
Charlie.
That'll be the whole story.
Thank God for life. Let's get right into action, shall
Yeah.
we? All right, so jumping right in, a message here says, "Hi, sisters. Let me go straight to the point. How do I tell my wife I don't want our son sleeping in our bed? This situation is getting out of hand. I wake up every night or morning to cuddle with my wife, and then, boom, my son is right there, looking into my eyeballs as if I'm supposed to be guilty of something. We have other rooms in the house, and a 5-year-old boy should be able to sleep on his own. This is really frustrating. Or is my case peculiar?"
So it's called Abeku.
Oh, Abeku. Abanuma Abeku.
Thank you.
That's right.
Well, I think the sisters are better placed because
They've been there, done that.
But the little I know is that when the child is being weaned off, he needs to learn, he or she needs to learn their independence. These things normally happen when there's no space in the house and you are all sharing like a common room. Even that, the children can sleep on a mattress, either on the floor or another bed in the room somewhere. They need, when the child is so attached, everything, mommy, and you are not also doing anything to consciously let him be by himself or by herself, then they're stuck on you, you know. So there's no easy way to say it. Just say it, that you think that you need your wife, and you need to train him as much as possible. Even if he's crying, if he's whatever, allow him. It's part of the development of a child. He needs to be independent. So make his bed, tell him a story about how it's important for him to be by himself. Make it something interesting for him to be in another room. If you like, you can lay his bed in the same room as a starting point. Be somewhere, because he said cuddle.
Well, and other things.
Yeah,
because you talked about guilt. Cuddling doesn't bring guilt.
I know, but yeah, start from somewhere. Maybe another mattress in the room, and then move him out of the room, like gradually. But then, yes, by all means, if he cries, if he whatever, he needs to move. Because Charlie,
I'm really curious. Yeah, let's hear what Olivia has to say.
Okay, so for the records, boys are usually very clingy to their moms, and then the girls like to spend more time with their fathers, because the fathers tend to treat the baby girls like, you know,
right.
And then the women, well, the fathers like the boys to grow up already and snap out of it. Women are very, oh, he's my son. And that's the same relationship I have with my son. My son will come, he will, you know, mommy, he will hug me, he will like, you know, he's like, oh, mommy, you're very squishy and stuff.
Right.
But that's him.
He'll be pressing you. And you will say you're squishy.
But
I prefer that.
But you see, then again, too, it lies on us as parents to be assertive and to put down the rules for children. And children are very intelligent. Between the first 3 years, you need to mark your territory as a parent and let the kids know that yes is yes and no is no. Because then they have amazing ways to manipulate you. You need to let them know who's boss. I would always say this. When my son was about 6 months old, I had dishes to do. I had 1,000,001 things to do. And every time he would want me to pick him up. And because he wanted me to pick him up, he'll cry. Like I start washing the dishes, I put him in the thing seat, the whatever seat thing.
Like the stroller?
Yeah, thing in the kitchen, so I can see him, so that he's not far away from me. So I'll be doing the dishes. Immediately he starts to cry. I'm like, and then, so I said to him, and I'll pick him up. I picked him up the first time. I was like, no. I put him back down, and I said to him, Zephaniah, mommy has to do the dishes. After I do the dishes, I will pick you up. Went back, started washing the dishes. He started crying
again.
This time around, I looked at him with eyes fixed on him. I didn't smile. And I was like, Zephaniah. And I went back to the dishes. And he did it again. This time, I looked at him, ignored him, and just went back. Afterwards, he didn't cry.
He got the message.
He got the message fair and square. After I finished the dishes, I picked him up, looked him in the eye and say, oh, Zephaniah, you're amazing. And I breastfed him. Aww. So it was a treat. My point is, kids are intelligent. They're much more intelligent than we actually think they are.
Right. Yeah.
And as mothers, while they're in our wombs, we're talking to them. They know our voices. They know us. So if you don't set the rules, they would grow up thinking it's okay to walk all over you, because at the end of the day, when they're like, okay, we're in church and I don't want to sit, you as the parent, you'll be walking everywhere in church. No. My kids, when you tell them we're in church to pray, not to play, you better shush and listen. At the end, you'll tell me exactly what the pastor said. Just because the homework has been done at home, right, you're not coming out to do the homework. So, and that's the same thing you take at home, and especially when it comes to bedtime. At a certain time, lights go off, it's bedtime. And yes, no matter how clingy your son is, you can give him clingy time, but clingy time has to end. And you have to tell him, this is bedtime, this is your bed, and and don't entertain them when they're crying, because when they cry, they know which buttons to push.
Right.
Because they're expecting you to react and do what they want. But once you set the rules and you tell them that, no, this is yes and this is no, with time, they would not like it. And really, that's life for you. You don't always have things on a bed of roses. And once they start understanding from infancy, the better life is for you as a parent and for them, because then they grow to understand and appreciate it.
Right.
So really, you have to have the conversation with your wife and let her know that, this is what you think as a family is good for the children. You want to spend time with your wife in bed, and you feel uncomfortable every time your son is in bed. It's not like you don't love your son. You love him, but there's time and season for everything, and there's a place for him to go to bed. And as a father, you've provided that for him. So she has to support you, because without her support, trust me, you're going nowhere. Once she understands, communicating it and ensuring that you effect it, or you ensure that it comes to pass, is much easier, because then you'll be fighting a losing battle. Because make her understand and then move on from there. But create the rules by all means.
Okay. Let's see how Rosina is dealing with Dante.
Dante moved out at 10 months.
Really?
Wow.
Yes. You see,
Wow.
the thing is, at the time I was breastfeeding him, he had a very huge appetite. So when I wanted to wean him off the breastfeeding, you can't do that when he's with you.
Okay.
Because he wakes up at night and
He's looking for boobs.
and then every 2 hours, sometimes you'll be asleep before you even open your eyes, he's already on it. I don't know how he finds it, but I don't know.
It's a magnet.
Yeah.
True.
So what happens is that at the point of weaning, you can't wean him and still have him with you at night. So then you pass him off either your nanny or to a parent or whoever is around at the time. Then I realized that this guy could sleep throughout the whole night. When he was with me, he wasn't sleeping throughout the whole night, and that's what began his independence.
Interesting.
So as soon as he started walking, he started taking instructions. We got him his own bed, his own mattress. So now he's 2 years plus, and he says, "This is my bed."
Yeah.
So he can actually tell you, "Mommy, get off my bed."
Oh.
Yeah, so he's identified that this is my bed.
Yeah.
You understand? Maybe I want to sleep in my bed. So I think kids, like Olivia said, between the ages of then when they start, even Danica at her age, she still understands things. She still communicates. Once they start communicating, between then and 3 years, you should let them know what is allowed and what isn't allowed. They grow with it. And they push buttons. So Dante will throw the tantrums, he will fall on the ground, he'll pull himself. But when he realizes that you don't mind him,
Then
the attention now goes to, you're not minding me. Oh, come and carry me. And what he hates is for you to say, Dante, you are no more my friend.
Hey, fight.
He's dead. So once you say that, he will do whatever it is that he has to do so that you'll be his friend. So I think it's not that deep if you have space in the house. The challenge here is if you don't have space in the house, then it becomes difficult because there's nowhere else to put the child. But if you have space in the house, it's important that you let the children be independent, because time spent with your husband is also very important. If the guy, you want the children to still be in the bedroom with you, then there should be a way of when the children are asleep in the bedroom, you both should get out to the hall or the kitchen, wherever you go and do what you have to do. Because you can't let the children take away from the relationship between you and your husband. Because you realize that, yes, your children will grow nicely, yes, you give them all the attention, yes. After 5-6 years, you and your husband have grown apart.
Sure.
Then what happens?
Sure.
So both of them are equally important. So we need to learn how to manage some of these situations so that husband and wife can still be boyfriend and girlfriend, and then the children learn how to be independent early.
Right.
Other than that, you, the woman, cry, you can suffer from psychological issues. When the child is always mommy in your armpit, in your hair, it gets very depressing, So sometimes you need to be able to have that me time. And the only way you can have that me time is when you're able to teach your children independence from a very early age. Then they can be on their own. So now Dante is only very extremely clingy when I'm giving attention to Danica.
Okay.
Out of jealousy, which is
rivalry,
normal. Rivalry. But if I'm alone with him, I could actually say, Dante, do this, and he's playing on his own, and I'm also doing my own thing on the side.
Yeah.
Or he'll say, just sit with me. So I'll sit in the room, he's on one side doing it, I'm also on the other side doing something. So, basically just tell her.
Suddenly, I'm feeling guilty for all the nights I slept in my parents' bed when I knew very well that I was too old to be doing that.
No, it's okay.
No, but you know what actually stopped me from doing that?
What?
My dad's snoring. Look, it was so bad. I'm sorry, Daddy. He watches the show. And I remember my mom used to have this, those morning coats.
Yeah.
It was white, and she'll hang it up on a dresser, the wardrobe door, and where I slept, because I was in the middle of the bed, I could see right through the dressing room and the toilet, and I'll see it hanging there, and I hear my dad snoring. It's like some ghost is coming to catch me. I think that's how I stopped. But like, I used to like sleeping in my parents' bed a lot.
Why?
But you see, it's
Why? What was your
Last
motivation?
baby.
I wanted to be close to my mom.
No, but you see, but there are a few nights. There are a few nights where you hear that, like for instance, Dante would probably had a nightmare or something. He wakes up at like 3:30. Now, when he wakes up around that time, obviously there's something wrong with him. Then he can say that I want to sleep with mommy. So once in a while,
that would
come and sleep with mommy, or I want to sleep with daddy.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, that was 2 nights ago. He said, and he specifically said, I wanted to sleep with daddy. So I had to go and call daddy. Your boy wants to sleep with you.
That's all.
You understand? So once in a while, it's okay. Maybe they were upset. They had a nightmare or something. So it's okay once in a while to have your children in your bed.
But
For me, it's actually, but constantly where your husband feels like, that's a minimum to me. So it's two things. Either you get the child out of bed, or you, the woman, you get very innovative as to how you do your cuddle, you know, in other spaces in the house. And if there are 5 rooms in the house, leave them in your room. Go to one of the other rooms and go and do your cuddle.
Yeah, I guess.
You understand?
But maybe the other rooms aren't as comfortable.
Okay. So
and the bed is squeaky. I'm just saying.
Okay, so let's just prepare. You have 5 rooms. That's more than enough.
You
can have a kid's room. You can have a nanny's room next to it. You can have all kinds of. So let your children get their independence early. It works.
But in the case that you don't even have a 5-bedroom and then you have just the one room, like Tina was saying, prepare another bed
on
exclusive on the side for them, so
yeah.
that they know that this is your bed and this is mommy and daddy's bed.
I've laid my bed.
Exactly. And then you can take it up from there. And especially for women who have babies and they sort of give all the attention to the babies and leave the men, and they allow that attention to progress. It's not healthy for the men. And I mean, this man is a worried man. He wants his wife already. The fact that we have babies doesn't mean that, I mean, we were there before the babies came in. So let's try and balance, as wives and as mothers, let's try and balance it out.
So the man should just tell the woman.
But I think most importantly, what we need to establish here is that you need a buy-in from your partner.
Yeah,
exactly.
Because without that,
do some women do that intentionally though? Say she wants.
Yes.
No, it's not. It's not.
Some women do.
Yes, some women do, but
Intentionally.
I don't think it's intentional. You see, the thing is that the process of being pregnant and having a baby, everybody has their own processes. And sometimes, when you look at the baby, you're so full with awe. You are like, you just don't want to let go of that human being that you have just brought to the world. And a growing baby, when you watch a baby grow, it's an amazing thing. From beginning, when they're almost helpless, to when they start recognizing their fist and they start doing this. And then, you know, so you go through the process, and most of the time, when you have these babies around, you just don't want to let go. You want to have, you can't have enough of them. And sometimes we look at protection. Look, so there are some women who are overly protective of their kids. So, for instance, their baby falls down, you're in a hurry to pick him up. Or the baby, you know, there are so many, but sometimes you need to intentionally turn a blind eye so the babies can learn certain things and grow. So, for instance, a baby is going somewhere, you know, Sadi Webeshino. So first, it's not something that would cause a sore or damage. Let the baby experience it. So next time, the baby will not go there again. You understand?
Yeah.
But some people are so overly protective. It's just because, one, it could be their experiences they've been through, or two, their natural disposition. They're just people who overly care about people. So they care about their babies. And for a mother, no matter how old your child is still a baby in your eyes.
Yeah.
So the child is 3 or 4. Everybody sees that child, boy, we wouldn't fear, or yes, say, you can only come, my baby. So it takes a bit of mental discipline to be able to recognize that, Charlie, the child is growing. I need to allow the child to grow, and I need to pay attention to myself.
But I think I've heard someone tell me that they use their baby to buy time, not to be too intimate with their husband.
Oh, okay.
Not to, just to drag it a bit to get some comfort zone, because for her she had like a natural birth, and then she was torn like a bit
she was
more.
sick.
So she like
needed
it
time
took,
to heal.
yes, and even when it looked like it had healed, she still wasn't feeling
sexy
like
enough.
So she used the baby
to buy
time.
I get that.
and then afterwards, like she, but then how much time can you buy?
Just a couple
Yeah,
of days,
couple
months,
of
really.
months.
Couple of
or
months, you're
something.
fine.
Well, I mean, the guy sent in this message. So, a couple of comments. Angela says, LOL, boys and their mummies. Even if he sleeps in his own room, he'll still come around when he wakes up. It's a phase. It will pass. Senanu says, your mates are waking up either strategizing or off to work and you want to cuddle. Don't let poverty set in, else that cuddle self, will get again.
Oh, no, he said.
Come on, really? Louisa says, new method of birth control. This is the new-ish. No more injection, contraceptive pills and all that. See, so what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Some women maybe do it even intentionally. Yamga says, sometimes I hear certain things and I wonder if they're real. Seems you people are not mature enough for marriage. Is this something you should ask for advice? You have just given birth to that child, and instead of commanding him to go and sleep, you are here asking people to help you handle him. Stop cuddling her, so that we will come and teach you how to do it too. I vex. Why? I don't understand where this message is from.
Unfortunate.
Yeah. Adole says, prepare a room with toys for him. Make sure to put stuff he loves there, and he'll love his own room. Please talk to wifey about it first. Jessica says, I think your wife should be sensitive to your needs. You should tell your wife. Also, I think maybe your wife is using it as a care-off for not having sex. Peter says, children need a lot of love, assurance, and security. I know it's frustrating, but have patience. With time, you'll be able to make your child sleep on his own, unless your wife is the one encouraging his coming into your bedroom. And finally, Ruth says, just tell her, what's difficult about giving your son his own room? What's all this blockage and barriers? All right, we move on. Another message here says, hello, sisters. My girlfriend and I have been living together for about 4 months now, and everything is going great. When it comes to sex, she praises my efforts and skills and actually tells me how much I satisfy her. Sisters, just a couple of days ago, while searching for a particular polo shirt of mine, I found a dildo with fresh batteries, nicely tucked under some clothes. Now I'm questioning every single intimate moment we had. How else has she been getting it besides the dildo? Help. Someone sent something similar on the show before.
Hey, the fresh batteries was the pattern.
Fresh batteries.
So he tested it.
How do you even know that?
Wow.
So man cannot have any top up.
That's not what this is. A top up. But if you're having a top up and your partner is aware that this is what you do, that's different. Then he doesn't know, and he's going to find it with fresh batteries.
Yeah.
Can say batteries now.
No, but it's sometimes you know your partner. You know how he will be insecure about maybe a toy in his room or something. He feels like he's sharing you with a toy, and he doesn't subscribe to that idea. So, Charlie, it's not much of a big deal to you. Do you understand? So you don't want to go and spoil the whole area by telling him, say, oh, I have a dildo. Charlie, for what? So maybe the times that maybe you are home early and he's not home and you want to, just prepare the grounds for, or maybe get a top up when you go. The thing is that I don't think
You like to prepare your ground,
I'm just saying that I don't think it should be a big deal if your sex life is great. You see, if you were having a bad sex life and you weren't getting enough and you had whatever, then yeah. But you are happy with your sex life where you are right now. Why? Let her enjoy small. She needs more.
But don't you think that raises doubts, though, in any man?
Exactly.
Why?
It's different if he already knows, let's say before you guys got married or whatever, he knows you have that, right?
Yeah.
And he didn't raise any objections when you got into the marriage. He knows it's there. It's something maybe even both of you use. But he didn't know at all. And he thought, Charlie, he's the G. Suddenly.
Surprise,
But
surprise.
what about those who use their hand and they don't use anything? That one you will see it. What about that one too? Charlie, there are a lot of women
But
like
this is
that.
one, he doesn't see any when you're time. You feel me?
The hand is
The hand doesn't have energizer batteries in it.
no,
Yes,
but anyway,
it doesn't vibrate. Forever
the
charged.
hand is way better than any dildo there is.
But
Disclaimer.
Is It's the real deal.
But you see, I think I could be wrong. I think somebody sent something of this sort, just like you're saying, some time back. So I decided to like chill and just ask a few of some guy friends, and I was like, oh, what like,
what
assuming that happened to them, what would they? Surprisingly, some of them didn't mind. But clearly, this guy is a bit taken aback, especially because, initially he said, oh, he's confident that his sex life is good.
Yeah.
Now, trust me, no man can compete with a dildo that vibrates, that has...
different speeds.
Thank you.
Do they?
Yes.
It doesn't get tired.
Doesn't
Get tired. Always ready.
Always ever ready.
And apart from the
Good
vibration, it can
247.
rotate.
Thank you. It can do all sorts of things.
Not that I have one.
Confessions.
You see, no man can compete
It's very
with
hot
that.
here.
Yeah, suddenly.
I don't know.
Okay.
So as far as he's concerned, he's probably firing the thing, and the response he's getting is like, "Yes, man, you're on course."
Yeah.
And he probably went to see this thing, and it's probably
It's feeling inadequate.
the length is even 10 times
No, I feel
bigger
you.
than his.
Probably.
It's doing 1,000,001 things that he could never do. So he's probably sitting back and asking himself, so has she been faking it? Because there could be a possibility that she's been faking it. And he's wondering if all this while he's not been able to satisfy her enough, hence that's her backup, because then she'll spend the whole night or the whole day faking it, and then she'll get the top up for later. So you see, for a man and for his ego, you see, I think most men pride themselves in being able to fire their women and make sure that they're they're satisfied and they're full. They've taken them from satisfaction to delight. So when he comes back, he's come back and he's just realized that, surprise, surprise, I'm not as. This is just I'm just assuming I'm not as. Why would you need that if I am there? As far as I'm concerned, I am supposed to be that. And it's not like we've had that conversation. So a lot of questions are in his mind.
Right.
As to what exactly to do. Some men in this situation will take it from you've hidden this away from me. Am I good enough for you? Do you really love me? Can you be real with me? So there are lots of things that come up. There are other men who'll be like, oh, okay, Charlie, I saw this thing. So next time you don't hide. Let's use it together.
Or use it and let me see.
There are some guys who can totally do that. So it depends on the guy and where they are at and what kind of intimacy
you should just
level
have the conversation.
you have with your woman, but just have the conversation. But I'm sorry, if it's bigger and longer than yours,
Stop,
no, really, because listen, once you cross that threshold, for a guy, it's imprinted in his mind that he will never take you there. He'll probably forgive you, but the next time he's intimate with you, he'll be wondering that, Charlie, this thing that I'm doing and you're reacting, is it for real?
My guy, put it in your head, even breast milk, they supplement with formula. It's fine.
Tina.
Continue.
Oh, wow. And some people like exclusive breast milk. Some people like exclusive breast milk.
That is true.
For 6 months.
After that.
Hey.
Go on.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Are you sending a secret message?
Okay. I think what I'll top up with is that, you see, gentlemen, you saw it with new batteries.
Fresh.
So meanwhile, that means that she probably hasn't had cause to even use it. But if you saw it and the battery was dead, then you can tell that the thing has been used and the battery no.
You
understand? So it could be, they bought the thing, it came with batteries, or she bought batteries and put in just so. You see, there are sometimes people buy things from peer pressure.
Wow.
So let's say somebody is marketing it, somebody brings it around, and you also feel, oh, let me also buy it, let me also just own one.
But then you put it on a dining table.
No, hold on. So she owns one, she has one.
Surprising.
So the batteries are in, but it's not something, because for you to go and find it under a pile of something with new batteries, I'm thinking that the thing has not been used. So it's possible that the thing is not even being used. She probably just has it there because she has one and she has it there, period. So it's probably not that deep, you understand? But when it comes to intimacy, yes, in terms of mechanics, no human being can beat the dildo. But in terms of the feel, no dildo can beat a correct human being.
No one.
Do you understand?
True.
Because for a woman, intimacy is not only about the equipment and how it works. There's more to it than that. The person, the whole vibe, the holding. Because a dildo cannot hug you, for instance, cannot hold
cuddles,
you.
nothing.
And you even have to spend your energy. By the time you finish, if you're not careful, your one hand will be bigger than the other hand. Because one hand is busy holding the thing and controlling it how you want it to go. You understand? So, at the end of the day, a good man is a good man. A good man can never ever be in competition with a dildo. You understand? So if your sex life, as you see it, as you feel it, is authentic, don't let this one come and destroy it.
Yeah.
On the contrary, what you do is like probably just Charlie babes, what's up with that? Then she'll probably tell you that, well, maybe Akosia and Amma and so were getting it, and I felt like getting some. I've not even used it in pool. Then maybe you can even come and say, hey, are you sure? Oh, yes, I'm not used it. Okay, do you want us to explore it, or you're just having it for half sake? Or maybe I don't like the idea, or you can discuss it. But don't think it too deep, because you see, it's like these machines, really. And sometimes, even if she's somebody who uses that, let's say the worst case scenario, you know that you are being cheated on by a machine and not another human being. It's not that bad.
If you look at it that way.
You see, it's not, as a worst case scenario.
Not that bad. It's not that bad.
But you'll be surprised because she says the batteries were new. I have a feeling that it's not even used.
Yeah. Or you can smell
she
it.
threw out the old batteries.
No, and the thing is that another thing is that you see when you look at the specimen dimensions, not every woman uses the dildo for insertion purposes. You understand? Some only use it to stimulate the sensitive parts of the woman, not necessarily to insert the whole thing inside their system. So you can have somebody with a dildo. If it's a rabbit, then they'll use that.
What's a rabbit?
What does a rabbit?
You can do research. You go to Google. Then you can use one side.
Please, do they have a dog?
Then you can use one side to do the stimulation, and then you can even ignore the 1,000 inches part. So that means that your 4 inches can still be sufficient.
That's all.
You understand?
Do they have turkey?
So, but the long and short is that, one, if your sex life is exciting, both of you enjoy it, you also enjoy it. Don't destroy it. Don't destroy it.
True,
Number 2, if it worries you too much, just have a chat with her. You'll be surprised that it's probably not a big deal. And there are people who use their hands, and some of them might be more dangerous because their hand everywhere, workplace or wherever, their hand is always there. It's with you. Yes, so just have a chat with her.
Check their hand is crooked.
Are you sure? Hey, thank God I have straight hands.
We will go for a commercial break. We'll be right back at Sister on Citi TV and 97.3 Citi FM. And you're welcome back to Sister on Citi TV and 97.3 Citi FM. Remember, your comments are welcome on 054-998-6996. You can actually contribute to the conversations right here. And you can send an email as well if you have any issues to jessica@citifmonline.com. Moving on, a message here says, my partner and I have been in a relationship for 7 years now. Our families know of this relationship. But 3 years ago, my partner decided we marry before we get intimate. I was a final year student in university and wasn't financially sound to marry her, so I agreed to stay in the relationship without intimacy, but had a secret affair last year. My partner and I want to marry now, but my secret girlfriend is pregnant and expecting twins for me, which has always been my dream to have. What should I do? That's from Papayao in Achimota. Livy, say something.
If Livy talks now, it'll be very emotional.
You talk.
I don't know. There's like, even if I sit here and bash you, cry,
it's not going to change anything.
You know, that's why I constantly like to preach that if you decide you're going to go out with Amma, just stick to Amma. You've given her your word. This whole side things, they always have consequences. And even if you wanted to go side, which I will completely not encourage you to, couldn't you use protection?
That's my
question. Really, couldn't you just use protection? So you are having an affair out of your regular relationship. What if you brought your girlfriend who is sitting down, who has decided no premarital sex? What if you brought her some kind of disease? Like, can people, I don't know, grow up already? Like, decide what you want to do. This whole, okay. So moving forward, unfortunately, you have to tell your girlfriend about it. I would not sit here and say, okay, go tell your wife to be about it. Tell her that this is what you did. And let her decide whether she wants you or she doesn't want you back. But at the end of the day, you're really going to hurt her. I feel bad. I don't want to be in her shoes right now. And you're also going on about the fact that you have, she's pregnant with twins and then that's what you've always wanted to. Like, anyways, just tell your girlfriend about it and let her take the decision whether she wants you like that or she doesn't want you like that. But the possibility that she wouldn't want you is very high. You need to really apologize to her. Let her know that you're about to break some really terrible news to her. And you've wasted her time, her energy, her emotions. Like, you've wasted her time. 7 years gone down the drain just like that, just because you couldn't wait. Really. Unfortunately, you have to deal with the consequences. And yeah.
It is what it is.
It is what
T.
it is.
I mean, so for me, the bashing wouldn't help. So we sit here and say that if someone is pregnant, it doesn't mean that you should get married to them. Necessarily mean that you should get married to them. You went to sleep with this other girl because you couldn't wait for the 3 years to be over before you got married. So I wouldn't say it was a love affair. I don't know whether the lady carrying the twins is in love with you or you now have developed feelings for this lady. But all in all, I think that you haven't been fair to the 7 years relationship. You have dishonored her, and I don't think that you should go forward with marriage, you see, because you see, if you were even repentant of your side affair, you said this is what you really want.
Yeah.
If you were repentant, then we could have said that, okay, and this woman will not give up the twins for another woman to take care of. I think now that marriage is not in question for both of the women, don't even pursue marriage for both of the women. You need to come clean, tell the 7-year relationship one that this is what I have done. I've hurt you. I don't think I deserve you. Let her make her decision whether she still wants you or not. You see, you can't go and force her or say that you are sorry, so she should forgive you automatically and then you are moving on. Let her make the decision that, listen, I've weighed all the options, looking at everything. I will still be with you. You can still have your twins on the side. You don't necessarily have to bring the twins into our marriage, but then we're going to have kids on our own. Let that be her decision. Then that's fine. But then the twins woman, so I don't know what you're going to do about that. That one too, you have to let her know that even though you're pregnant with twins, I can't marry you. I don't know. It's yeah.
Rosina.
Okay. What I will ask is, the side chick, no? Did she know she was a side chick?
Probably didn't.
Okay. So if the side chick knew that you had a substantive girlfriend, and she knew that you were probably just doing your own thing, and by mistake, pregnancy came in, and none of you had the appetite to do anything about it, then it's much easier to solve. Then what it means is that the side chick would understand or knows that there's some other woman in the picture. Then all you have to do is to let your girlfriend know Because the bashing there, we can sit here and bash. But beyond the bashing, let your girlfriend know exactly what you've done and what she should be. I mean, well, we've planned to get married. We are going to get married very soon, or all things being equal. That's the wish for me, for us. But this is what I've done. I know that it could change your decision, but you just want her to know. And you have to reassure your woman that you actually still do love her, apologize, and hopefully never do something silly like that again. Now, there's nothing about going to bring the twins for the woman to take care of. That one ain't going to happen. The woman has a right to take care of her own children. You also have, your woman you're going to marry also has a right to have her own children, look after her own children. The only issue here is how you're going to give your resources for the upkeep of the other one. The complication is going to set in if the side chick sees herself like a main chick. Or sees herself as, because I'm pregnant for you, chinchina, you have to marry me. That's where the confusion is going to come. Because there are some people who actually don't have a problem.
Yeah.
So if you have a woman who feels that she is the main, maybe in your head, you are seeing her like a side, but in her head, she thinks that the two of you are an item. That's why she was bold enough to get pregnant for you. Then that's when the problem is going to come. All I can say is peace be unto you. Because what's going to happen is that it's two things. You may be forced to marry the side chick because she has your children and blah, 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 because once your main chick teaches somebody who doesn't, you see, not everybody can be a stepmother.
True.
So if she in her heart of hearts knows that I can't tolerate another woman with my man, I can't tolerate my man saying that I'm paying fees for some other woman's child, or I have to hang out with another woman's child because they are my children. If the woman feels and knows that I can never be up for that kind of arrangement, then it means that the woman will probably say, okay, I don't want you anymore. I don't want this. Because the woman is coming from a place where maybe her principles were not there before, but it's difficult when you're sexually active after 4 years to tell your man that, no, we are no longer going to be sexually active till we get married. It means that some new set of principles has kicked in into her life. So such a person may or may not want to have anything to do with somebody who'd go out of that circle to go and do this. So really, I don't know the temperaments of both women, so I can't really decide what you should do or shouldn't do. But if the side chick knows that she's a side chick, maybe it'll be easier to handle. But if she doesn't know, then that's it.
Well, we'll go for a commercial break. But before then, a few messages. Gifty says, I don't think you love the First Lady. If you think of the babies, you have made a very big mistake. Talk to your girlfriend about what's happened. Maybe she'll forgive you. Peter says, my guy, relax. Think about what you want to do next carefully before telling either of them. You can't have what you want, and at a point, trust me, you will need to make sacrifices to achieve some. At this point, you don't have to go through any divorce stress. If you think you're not in love with the one pregnant, tell her the truth. She may hate you for some time, but in the end it will pay off. And never think of taking the children away from her any day. With respect to the one you want to get married to, talk things through. If she loves you enough, she will marry you. But with a big but, and be prepared to constantly assure her that you are not opening your zip to any other lady except her. I wish you well. Elijah says, just when God's fufu was ready, you finished drinking all the light soup. Elijah. Kofi says, the same devil that deceived women to eat apple is the same devil deceiving them in believing a man can be in a relationship without sex. Massa, you haven't done anything wrong. Marry the one who gave herself to you when you needed it much.
Wow.
Okay. Muhammad says, make your own decision. I hate betrayal and nonsense. It's all about our people are savage.
They're very intolerant.
Nancy says, tell your main woman about it and accept the consequences that will come with it. Fred says, sometimes I wonder how some ladies reason. 3 years of relationship without sex and the lady is happy. Does she think the guy is a piece of wood? Linda says, in fact, some men are so greedy. You deserve to be caned. We'll go for a commercial break. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Sister Sister on Citi TV and 97.3 Citi FM. More of your messages. Don't forget our WhatsApp number 054 998 6996, and your comments are welcome on any of the topics we've discussed already or the questions that were sent through. This one says, hi, I met this guy. He's caring, always sending flowers and being so thoughtful. He's a God-fearing guy, loves me to bits, but he's too emotional and I don't connect with him intellectually. I'm stuck. I don't know what to do. I want to be able to have conversations with him, but it's difficult. I don't think I love him. I wish I did. He's amazing, though. Is love more important or a good man?
Wow. Is love more important or a good
$1,000,000 question.
They're both important.
So, what are you saying?
Which one will you pick?
Hey. This is hard, though. This is hard. For me, it depends on the individual and what rocks your boat or what doesn't. For me, I should be able to talk to you about anything and everything and be cool. If I can't talk to you, are we going or are we coming? Like, you don't get me. It makes maybe something that you want to say. I want to go to church or I want to go out. But by the time you finish saying just that one sentence, the person doesn't get you, and you have to go and whine. And it makes it stressful because really, when you meet somebody, how do you get to know them? You get to know them by communicating, talking, tell me about yourself, Okay, yes, so we agree, we love each other, and then what happens? You get married, you have kids, you talk, The kids grow up, the kids leave, it's left with both of you. You see, at a certain point in time, depending on your relationship and where you're at, the entire relationship is no longer about sex. It's no longer about... You grow to the extent whereby those people who are married for like 40 years, 50 years, what do? It's about the company. It's about connecting. It's about talking. It's about being in each other's space and loving each other after being through thick and thin. And for me, I think if that bit is not... It's not a part of it, or you don't connect with the person emotionally, intellectually, you don't have a bond, then that's the point. That's the part whereby even when they want to be intimate with you, you're like, because you don't bond with them on any level. So, I don't know, figure it out. Decide what is much more important to you. Are you ready to give it time? Are you ready to open up yourself and say, okay, maybe I don't like you right now, but with time, maybe I'll like you. But if you're not ready for that and your thing is about connecting and being able to love the person irrespective, by all means, please love the person for who they are and try and connect with them or whatever. But if you don't love them, don't be with them. If you can't connect with them, don't be with them, because you need a lot more to sustain the relationship as time goes on, especially during the ups and downs.
Okay. For me, I don't think it's an either or situation. You need both. It's easy to love a good man. So, yes, you need a good man, and yes, you need the love. So you cannot say that yes, it's either I have a good man or I go with someone I love. And what do you even term as love? Okay. So for me, this morning something happened, and there was something that was told to me that I'm a very intolerant person of people. Like, I'm very, but then I'm able to tolerate my partner, and he saw that as love.
Oh,
do you get what I'm saying? But for me, in reverse, he makes it easier for me to love him because he's a good person.
Then no, you're scoring points. Correct for 10 points.
Thank you. So basically, I'm just trying to say that this thing that we call love, this thing that we call good people, it's always sacrifice. It's always compromise. It's always it's a going concern. It's not it's not a term, or you just get there and I'm in love with this person. How are you in love with a person? So, gentlemen, hey, is it lady or gentleman? Gentleman, please. Is lady?
Lady.
Okay.
No.
Whoever this is.
Yeah, okay.
Lady.
Whoever this is, whether
lady.
lady.
Yes, she met a guy.
Yes. You don't get to pick. When you do that, you are settling, and settling is a no. Because then you are going to enter into something that you may not be able to compromise. Example. Please, I'm coming in. If, let's say, your partner snores or he picks his teeth in public, and you think that, okay, out of all his good qualities, I can let that go, but it irks you, and you silently keep quiet, and you enter into the marriage or the relationship, I tell you, you will not be able to tolerate it. Because when he annoys you and you see him and he's talking and he moves it, like, see, you will hate him for life. Do you understand? But if you think that you can do it, and you love him, the package, irrespective of what he does, even if he would, whatever, please, then you know you're good to go. You don't have, he doesn't have to have things that repulse you, like that you're so,
That will be hard to get over.
You can't. You think that you may be able to, but after a few months, it will just get you off. So please, it's both love, good man, sacrifice, compromise. You're gone.
See?
Okay, so first question, what is love?
What is
Don't
love?
hurt me.
And then second question, who is a good man? And by what standards are you defining him to be a good man? Because you see, when it comes to relationship, we don't have a universally good man. We have a good man for you. Because that man that you are saying he's the man for me, somebody is saying that this is the worst person on the planet.
Yeah.
The person is busily cursing the guy. Meanwhile, for you, that is the best thing you've ever met. So, for you to say the man is a good man, why? Because he brings you flowers in the office. Because he brings lunch. So you are defining his good man by one. Either things you've read, seen, or other people have experienced. So you feel like, so he's a good man. But somebody that you can't talk to, somebody you can't have a conversation with, how do you define that person as a good man? Because when it comes to love, nobody can really define love, because love is like it's abstract. It's a feeling. However, there are things that go into love. Trust, communication, mutual respect, the sacrifice, the caring, and all of that. They all go to underneath to bring up this love bubble. So the thing is that it's okay to say you're attracted to somebody, but to know that you truly love somebody, you need to go through the grind.
Yeah.
So you can't tell that you love somebody at the word go. You can tell you're attracted to the person. You can tell the person challenges you intellectually. You can tell all of that. But the word love, it builds over time. You need to go through certain experiences to know that you truly love this person. So my thing is that I think you're confused. This man is not a good man for you. You can't talk to the guy. You can't have any meaningful conversation with the guy. How you define that guy as good, I don't know. Just because of flower deliveries? I love flowers, for crying out loud. So I'm like, when somebody gives me flowers. But that is not the only thing to make me say you're a good man. So please, this person is nice, but to somebody else. You need somebody who you can talk to, who can challenge you intellectually, somebody you can share ideas with. That is your good man. This person is not your good man. So the thing is that this person is not your good man, and you say you're not in love with him. Agreed. So he's just not the man for you, period.
Yeah.
It's
straightforward. It's not rocket science at all. And I need to buttress just real quick what Tina said about if there's certain things that really irk you about the person, like don't even try it.
Don't try it.
Don't overlook it, because that will be like the biggest thing if you ever get married to them.
drive
It only
you
gets
nuts.
worse. And you'll hate yourself for it because now you'll be stuck in a union, which you have, as Rosina said, you have to go and pay money to get out of. So don't
Good
even go
morning.
there.
Good
Yeah.
morning. Now that you
Anyway.
have 200 Ghana notes.
Yeah, Charlie. Anyway, so we'll end the show here. It's been a good edition. Thank you very much for watching and for listening on Citi TV and 97.3 Citi FM. You can send your questions to us ahead of time to Jessica at citifmonline.com or send it via WhatsApp to 054 998 6996. Thank you very much for watching. Until next time, cheers. Thank you so much for watching Sister Sister on your favorite Citi TV. Now, don't forget, if you want some more exciting content, you can always subscribe to our YouTube channel. We call it the Citi Tube. And don't forget to click on the bell to receive notifications for fresh updates.
Sister Sister, every Friday at 9 p.m. only on Citi TV.